Hi everyone and welcome to today's stream. And in today's stream I'm going to be doing those playing with the mic, some basically live sketching from a live camera. So I'm going to be using Spectrum Noir markers, and in this case I'm just going to start off with two, which is the TN3 and the FS9. And on my computer screen, oh, got one. I'm sorry. On computer screen I've got some live cameras from all around the world going with wildlife moving, and what I want to do is simply sketch out what I'm seeing, not huge detailed drawings, but just images of like the motion, the blocking in, and it's like a little exercise for me. So it's seeing if I can replicate what I'm seeing on the screen quite quickly. The cameras are constantly moving, which makes it even more fun. So I'm probably going to have an average of a second to a minute to catch detail or shape. Right now I've got the Brooks Falls Kodiak bears, and there's a mum and three babies on the screen, and another bear keeps on catching the salmon as they're coming at the waterfall. So it's really sweet. So I'm literally just going to be sketching what I see, and it's going to be quick gestural drawings. Now, I actually have no idea if there is any copyright on this or how copyright works when you're watching a live feed, because it's like standing in a bush and watching it yourself. So, well, I have no idea. So off we go. I don't often do moving animals because they literally are moving. This is literally just an exercise for me so that I'm making sure that I'm paying attention. I haven't really ever looked at bear anatomy, so doing this is going to be beneficial to me. And the three babies that I'm watching, they're slightly confused by the looks of it by all the fish flying at them. They're waiting for their mum to catch one. Camera's moving. That's good. That's handy. They've all sat down. The nice thing about markers is that you can get quite quick drawings down with them without having to worry about too much detail. Bears have got quite long muzzles, which is quite It's funny because I've always imagined them having much shorter faces. They'd like to stay still for just a few seconds. Cool. The camera's starting to pan out, so I'm getting a bit more view of all around. The three babies are literally just kind of all stood in one clump while the mother's moved off down the falls, and they're just sat watching her, so intent. It's lovely because you can build up stories around what you're seeing. They're paying attention to both towards the camera, where I know there's another bear nearby, but also they keep on looking at their mum. They look actually quite, the whole group seems to be quite nervous, but it could be because one of the other bears might be an adult male, and that would be enough to make a female with cubs a bit more nervous. The nice thing about doing this sort of sketching is later on what I can do is I can look up bear anatomy and come back in and actually use a few of these really fast sketches and turn them into a drawing properly. I mean, the way these three are sat together, I'm thinking that would look lovely as a Christmas card. But I've not quite got that angle right. It's hard to see a lot of the detail over the water because they're stood in, well, the mother is stood in this absolutely raging river with the salmon going up, and the babies all sat on this kind of rocky outlet piece, so it's just getting completely and utterly soaked. Get the feeling she actually wants them to come into the water, but they're not budging for that rock. So as they're moving, I'm just refining a couple of little bits. most of the time they seem to just be staying still and just letting their heads move, which is good. Surprises me how long their bears' necks actually are. I always think of bears as just a ball of very fat fluff, but you can certainly see the power of them. Oh, yep, the babies are going in and going for a swim. One of them's chickened out, so two are in the water. Oh no, it's going to jump over a rock. Bears. The baby's limbs seem much larger, well, longer in proportion to them. Their mother kind of looks much more stout-legged. Yeah, looks like a massive male's just come in. The mother's charged up the waterfall and the cubs are following. He's got a salmon, so hopefully that'll keep him busy. Wow. And she's making a run for it. Oh, bye bears. She's not hanging around. The babies are leaving. Feeling I haven't got the volume on, but I get the feeling there's probably a bit of angst going on. She's rearing up a lot. Well, at least the mouse got its fish, so hopefully that'll keep him busy. That's one sheet. And this paper that I'm using today is just W.H. Smith's cheap art paper. Does the job. So that first page I was using the FS9 kind of flesh colour. It's got quite a peachy colour to it, so now I'm going to use the TM3 for this page. So the bears don't completely run off. Come back. Considering the amount of salmon that are flying up the waterfall, I'm surprised there's not more bears. But then I don't know if how much hunting and trophy hunting goes on in the area, so. Now the big, oh, the big male is getting quite close to them, so the family is making a run for it. Waiting for another bear to come on. Lost the mother and cubs have headed off. So these fish just bouncing. Dun, 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 dun. Big bears come back, the big male. Blimey. Okay, he's jumping up and down, trying to smack the fish. Looks it. Yeah, I would not want to be a salmon around this one. And this bear is a lot darker in colour. The female was much kind of sandier yellow. This one's very dark. He's fishing very actively. I've got the camera zoomed in on him now. That gives me a better idea of what he looks like. Okay, he's whacking fish all over the place. So for me, this is a nice, light, fun exercise. And also, when I've got an artist block, there's nothing better than watching something like this and just getting inspired by it. I know this hump on the back seems really strange, but with these bears in particular, they've got these big humps. And then that lovely fluffy round bum. He's literally just going smack, smack, smack to the fish. Nice thing about this, doing this also, is that I'll never see the same thing. Every time I come back to a wildlife camera, I'll see something complete and utterly different. These sketches, they're not being done to be neat or make the most amazing artwork in any way. These are simply getting down gestures and refining my speed. So instead of taking 5 minutes to do a simple sketch, it's just a few seconds each one. Camera's just moving around. So if you wanted to know which camera I'm watching, it's the Brook Falls Katama National Park, Alaska. Oh, he's caught a fish. And they live stream through the day from the falls and all around the area, so it's a good way of watching bears. Looks like it's easy enough to catch the fish, but not to stop the fish from wiggling. At this point, he's actually holding it with one paw and chewing into the fish, which seems to still be wiggling. That's one determined fishy. Oh, another bear's turned up in the background. It's a smaller one. Oh, it's the mother with the 3 cubs. They've just changed the camera angle and it's come up behind her. So the 3 cubs are sat next to the camera. It's his little... Oh, sorry, they're grooming. It's so cute. And the mother's in the water watching the other male. Baby bear's having a slight argument now. Okay, this is cuteness overload. They're like play fighting on the bank. Oh, right, if I've got a special sheet under here. I'm going to try and catch images of these 3 tiny little balls of fluff that are play fighting right underneath the camera. Mother must have been quite successful because one of them's got a fish. So while the other 2 are fighting for no reason in particular, one of them is having a nice meal of fish. Slight change of position there. So one of them's you know, like you see pets where they lay on top of each other and one's head's on top of the other's shoulder kind of thing. They're just doing that. Yep, cuteness overload. Perfect. One of them's taken up a very, very relaxed pose. I think these guys are very, very sleepy by the looks of it. Oh, brilliant. They're actually all laying out roughly facing the same way. It's times like this you can't ask for a better pose. One number 3, join in. Oh no, one's gotten up and gone. Oh, their mother's got more food, so. The other good thing about markers is that even with one marker you can still create tonal variations just by the way that you apply layers. Oh goodness me, these are wiggly balls of fluff. Constantly moving position. I feel quite actually privileged to be watching these bears. I think the cameras are in such brilliant positions, you get such an amazing view of them. And yet the mother's got another fish. Blimey, she's good. Though she's not brought any fish up to the cubs, so I'm not sure. Maybe they're still on milk. And there's one that's much smaller than the others. feel like I'm going to get some quite good inspiration here. Something a bit different. Oh, one of the babies has got half a fish. Now the mother's bringing another fish back. Or is that just a fish skin? It might just have a fish skin. It's quite amusing. It's gone to... Yeah, they're ignoring it. Oh, the little one's smacking it. Now there's a game of tug of war between two of them. So what's made me want to do just kind of sketch worky bits like this is basically I want to improve my style and ability to take down information quickly. And the babies are gone. And by doing this I can get ideas down very quickly, and they can still be very loose, as you can see, but at the same time they can convey enough detail that I know where the body position was or is, and I can turn back, go and find some bare anatomy books, do some study, and then come away being able to do a better drawing or a final drawing. Now I'm just looking for some more paper. I'm going to use that one. I need to organise my paper. It's such a mess right now. I've got posh paper mixed in with common paper, which is not a good idea. What's that one? That's sticker paper. Yeah, I need to get my sticker paper out of my paper drawer. Otherwise I'm going to end up using the wrong paper. That's sticker paper. Oops. That was the paper drawer coming apart. Right. Oh, disaster though. Easy fixable. Mind you, it's making it easy to find a paper. So now it feels like Bristol board. Yeah, that's Bristol. Oh, that'll do. I've got multiple drawers of paper all around the place. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna play it. Let's get it all. All fixed. Oh, that was fun. So I've just picked up my Ryman's 210 paper. This is the one where I have the issue where when it's scanned it goes blue, causing my printer nightmares. I just seem to have magically picked up 2 packets. That's quite clever. It's got good timing actually because the cameras have changed. Let's see what I've got in here. So it's a much thicker card. I mean the Smith stuff is nice, but it does bleed through quite a lot. So I'm going to go back, let's see what we've got. We've got one pale, one dark. I'm going to go back to the darker pen, and the camera's changed again. So I'm just going to do a couple more of these. And then we'll call it done. And luckily the camera is literally just sat above all of the bears, which I really play fighting. It's harder when they're moving and wiggling around so much. Slightly bigger sketches, just so I can get a bit more detail down. Yeah, they're really having a little bit of a fight. Then I guess this is how they can map out who's the top bear. My mother's just sat there like, oh, kids. And the smallest of the cubs isn't getting involved at all, it's just the two slightly larger ones. I think their mother's main concern is making sure that they're safe and just keeping an eye out on the male out there. Oh, where her hip is, the runt has kind of curled up and it's got its head resting on her hip. This baby is what I would call a mummy's boy. Oh girl. Oh, outs. So she's just turned around and bit at one. I guess she doesn't like being used as a cushion. She's really impressed with how they can display their hips out. So there we go, that is doing some gestural drawing from a live cam in America. And here I am in the UK. So that has given me some ideas on poses, on shapes, on behaviours. And when it comes to doing a real drawing or a more realistic sketch, I can use these as references and then neaten them up so I can map in the anatomy and make sure that I'm right on that side. And then I can turn these into something a bit more. And that's what this whole thing is about, is just having a go, drawing something completely different, speed sketching, getting down just key elements. I originally had planned just to map in the spines and just the line and the curves, but I just wanted to catch a bit more life than just a line. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing this. It's fun and you can make up little stories about what the animals are doing. It's engaging and it makes you look. And the more you observe, the better your drawings will get. I like the fact that the cubs was playing together and yet one was kind of like, can't be bothered with this. The baby resting on the mum's back, I think that's absolutely adorable. It's still doing it as well. When the three were sat up on a rock watching their mother below, I love that. And then even the mother's poses, but also with this big male, the fact that it was so macho and strong, you could see it in the way it walked, that proper kind of strutty walk. So all of that stuff I've come away with and I can incorporate. So I hope this has inspired you to go and have a look at live cams. There's a lot available on YouTube, and if you just put live wildlife cam in, that's normally what I put, or live something, and you'll normally get them. There's loads out there. There's ones in America watching the bears, the bisons. There's ones in Africa watching the giraffes, zebras, wildebeest, all sorts. And because it's live, you don't know what's going to happen next. And you're watching that moment for an instant and seeing it. So you might sketch something and that be really key and pivotal. You might get to see some EastEnders style wildlife drama. Mind you, I'd rather watch a wildlife camera than EastEnders any day. So yeah, so I hope that's helped inspire you to go out there with a pen and pencil and just have a go. And definitely have a go at using markers for speed sketching. I mean, these Spectrum Noir, they've handled really nicely. They're good consistency, and that's been a nice help. So all the best, take care, and happy drawing.